Shalom. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim, preaching this word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. And shalom to the Akim and Aqua, the believers of the hopeful elect. Lord's will I be part of that number. Was coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. Got a news article I'm going to read. They're dealing with World War III. And when we're getting steps closer to Armageddon. So I'm going to read it and get a precept. And Lord's willing, this will be edifying. It'll be a quick hit. Alright, this is from the Middle East Eye. And it reads, Iran announces first joint military drills with Saudi Arabia in Red Sea. It says, Saudi Arabia has yet to confirm Iran's statement as relations between the two countries continue to strengthen. And from what I understand, they were at odds, with one another in the previous decades. But ever since them small hats been getting at them Arab nations like it prophesied to do, the Arab nations, they've been clicking together. And that's what they're going to do. All thanks to the least of the flock, the Amalekites, them small hatters. They've brought together the Arab nations. So let me read a little bit of this. This was published last week, October 23rd. It says, Iran has announced joint military drills with Saudi Arabia in the Red Sea, though the kingdom has yet to confirm. In a statement on Tuesday, the commander of Iran's Navy, Admiral Shahram Irani, said that they had been asked by Saudi Arabia to take part in the operations. Saudi Arabia has asked that we organize joint exercises in the Red Sea, he was quoted as saying by the Iranian news agency ISNA. It says coordination is underway and delegations from both countries will hold the necessary consultations on how to conduct the exercise. He did not give any details on potential timescale. And this is huge because this is biblical prophecy. Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, visited Riyadh earlier this month and held talks with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in a sign of warming ties between the two oil-producing countries. It says Iran and Saudi Arabia broke off relations in 2016 after the kingdom executed a prominent Shia cleric and government critic. Protesters torched the Saudi embassy in Tehran, and in response, and relations remained frosty for years after. However, in 2023, the two countries normalized relations at a summit hosted by China and have been building closer ties ever since. This is despite Iran's continued backing of the Houthis in Yemen, who fought a Saudi-led coalition for 8 years from 2015. A truce has been held between the Saudis and Sana'a-based administration in Yemen since 2022. Yeah, so it looks like Saudi Arabia and Iran, the Persians, it's kind of clicking back, it's clicking up. They're getting back together again. All right, let me see if I can get a quick preset. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 28, starting at 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, and that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, that's to say Iranians, that's what they're named in the scriptures, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Yeah, they're gonna remember their nature. Like it says in Genesis the 16th chapter, Ishmael is a wild man. He's against every hand, and every hand against him. Verse 32, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Yeah, so they're going to click up and wreck shop on the small hats. And this is biblical prophecy. Let me get another preset. Something basic. In the book of Joel, this is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And this is what you're seeing the beginning stages of. All these nations is getting drawn into the valley of Jehoshaphat. In the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, the Lord's judgment. But he's going to eviscerate these nations, their armies rather. And this just means we're one step closer to it. And it's a beautiful thing. Let me see if I could get that. This is 2nd Ezra 15 in the GNT. It says, starting at 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 28, starting at 28. Then in the east you will suddenly see a fearsome sight. 29. Arab armies with many chariots will advance like dragons. As soon as they start out, the sound of their hissing will spread across the world and bring fear and trembling to everyone who hears it. The Carmanians will come out of the forest in a fierce rage like wild boars, advancing in full strength to attack the dragons. With their tusks, they will tear up a large part of Assyria. But the dragons will unite their forces, regain their former strength, and win the victory. They will turn and pursue the wild boars, who will be thrown into panic, beaten into silence, and forced to turn and run. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't have the same effect, but you get the concept. They're going to join forces and turn and rain on those boars, those wild boars. So this is a beautiful time to be alive, to witness Iran doing military drills with Saudi Arabia. You know? But this was just a quick hit. Lord's will, you was edified. Until next time, we're going to say shalom to the elect.